The first is Las Vegas Sands Corporation. Remember, it is the owner of resorts in Macau, which is like China's island where they allow gambling, Singapore and the United States. Their flagship properties in the United States are in Las Vegas. Because remember, the state of Nevada, which is where Las Vegas is, allowed gambling all the years where many of the other states didn't. So they've got that strip, which if you've been to is quite something to see. And the properties they own there are the Venetian, the Palazzo, and then the Sands Expo Center, which is one of those places where people go both to gamble as well as to do all sorts of other things. $44.22 billion. So this is the largest of them. Not tremendously enormous, but certainly big by South African standards. Price to earnings ratio 27.75. Dividend yield 5.06%, so at least making some kind of contribution.
Yes.
Yeah. What can we say?
Very nice dividend. Probably the best we're going to look at in this group of companies. A big day for the group. They're launching a new resort in Macau. The Parisian, they call it the Parisian Macau, and it's got a beautiful,
looks like Paris, but it's in Macau.
A tasteful Eiffel Tower there in the middle of 3,000 beds. It's a 3 billion rand investment that they're launching. So they've pegged a lot of future earnings growth to come out of that. So a lot of
Macau's been a bit wobbly, up and down.
It has.
But I mean, it's a massive potential market.
It is, and it looks like it's recovering. So 2014, it was getting very heady, and then there was regulation that came in, and it slowed it down quite a bit. It looks like it's probably turned the corner.
A bit of an anti-graft sentiment when Xi Jinping came in. So they were like trying to stop people, giving state employees freebies.
Correct. And remember, profits out of Macau account for about 50% of group profits of this company.
It is bigger there,
so it's
indeed.
big. It is really big, and you have to watch that closely in potential investments here.
So the most interesting thing about Las Vegas Sands is that the founder and CEO is a guy called Sheldon Adelson. And what's interesting about him is that he's one of the largest funders of the Republican Party and the state of Israel.
Didn't know
so
that.
By the Republican Party, I mean, he wrote checks for Mitt Romney like you can't believe.
Wow.
He's currently in a bit of a standoff with Donald Trump because, Donald Trump isn't really a Republican.
Yes.
He just won the Republican ticket.
He's just a candidate,
And so Adelson, who's a conservative American, wants a certain political outcome and he's hoping that he can get a Republican into the White House.
Wow.
And he's not quite sure whether he should send money to Donald Trump or whether he should send money to the other Republicans that are running for re-election in the Senate. But he's an interesting guy, and the candidates all woo him very carefully.
Of course, I'm sure they would.
As far as the company, though, is concerned, let's have a look at the share chart. Now, 5 years isn't really enough for a chart like this, because if you go back to 2007, 2008, you may notice, but you can't see it on that chart because this is only the last 5 years, that this company was just about dead. It just about hit the wall back then. Because these kinds of companies with these kinds of managers tend to spend a lot of money and raise lot of debt and give it a full go, and then if the market doesn't work out so well,
like casino companies afterwards in the blood.
Put it all on red, man. But right now, to hand it to them, I mean the dividend yield is there, the price to earnings ratio isn't laughable, at least. So I don't know.
It's okay. I mean, the dividend yield, I think, is compelling. They're doing share buybacks as well, so they're very focused on creating shareholder value, which is great.
And so, are you going to go hot on it?
Look, I don't think there's enough for me. I think there's this big development coming online today. Macau still remains to be seen if it is going to turn.
Eyebrow raiser there.
Yeah, I'm happy to watch it for now. It's not massively cheap, but it's doing the right things.
Yeah, exactly. If it was trading on a 12 price to earnings ratio, would be one thing. But at the moment, anyway, some of that upside seems to be baked into the price.
So, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to join you there with that. Not hot.